AMC has made a bunch of interesting cars over the years, but arguably they may have made the first muscle car.
Yeah, oh boy, you're going to start a fight here. But yes, some people, and we do talk about this in the documentary, is the 1957 Rambler Rebel. It was a situation where they had this new 327 V8, and they had built the V8 primarily for the larger Hudson Hornet and Nash Ambassador cars, because by that point you really had to have a V8 in large cars. It was just kind of a given. But by the time the development on the engine was done, they were sort of winding down production of these cars. And this is one of these things that's lost to history. We cannot find out who convinced George Romney, who was president of the company.
Mitt Romney's dad.
Yeah. Yes. We cannot find out who convinced George Romney to put the 327 in the small-bodied Rambler. But it creates this excellent, four-door sedan, with, manual. You could get, I think 0 to 60 was almost around 7 seconds.
7.5 seconds, which is crazy fast back then. I mean, you're talking most cars were 12 and 14.
Right. And this is second only to a fuel injected Corvette 0 to 60 time.
And who knew that? Back in the day, that was the problem.
Right, and it's a blip. It's this, it's a four-door sedan. It's not really a racing car. It's not a sports car. But it's this great piece of history, and we definitely talk about it in the documentary. We have photos from Daytona Beach, from Speed Weeks, color photos of the car on the beach. Somebody's getting handed a trophy because it did win some awards there and stuff. So it's a really cool piece of history. But once again, it's what I think it's like 1,500, 2,500 built. It's super rare, really, really cool car. And whether it's the first muscle car, you're gonna start a fight bringing that one up. But it's certainly an important part of performance history in the U.S.
Sure, because I think it made people realize that big engine, small body, and lighter weight relative term, because they were probably still pretty darn heavy. But 0 to 60 in 7.5 seconds in 1954,
57.
I mean 57. Yeah. I mean that's crazy fast.
And it's a great formula: big engine, small body.
Yeah. And I would imagine the collectability of those, if you could even find one. I imagine there's not many of them left that are out there because nobody thought of them to be collectible. And that's always the problem with collectability. You see a car, a four-door Chevette, for example, not collectible at all. To see one maintained so properly, and that 40 years later, here it is still on the road, is almost as impressive as seeing a high-performance one-of-one car out there.
You've been listening to the Classic Auto Mall Show with your host, Stewart Howden.